What's going on, YouTube? East New York's finest, hosted by Mike. Now I look like an old ghetto Spike Lee, that is. I do kind of a little bit right with these glasses on. Anyway, didn't do much this week. Excuse me. I think I did go a couple places on Monday. I think so far, I think I got about 3 to 4, maybe even 5, but I think between 3 and 4 of the Walgreens exclusive 212 Clone Troopers. I wanted to take them to the toy show this weekend. I didn't even realize 2 weeks ago when I set up for tables that there was going to be a toy show also the same Sunday, which normally it is, up in Wayne, PAL, the PAL Recreational Center. I could have probably set up tables there, but I really didn't want to because I got charges a lot per table versus the guy down in Hampton. Plus, he treated me very, very fair, very nice. Me and my family was very comfortable, and I did very well. Doesn't mean I'm going to do good this Sunday, but he knows how to take care of people, and I appreciate that. I'm a very appreciative person. I do have to start clocking more time around buying collectibles and stuff like that, because I do plan on doing more toy shows. And I need to start figuring out a way to save the money instead of turning around and respending it, which is kind of like, it's almost like me doing a trade for other stuff, because it's like the money's just going right back in. I do know everything here is all recycled. Everything I have, period, is all recycled. Everything done paid for itself through other stuff, but then I pay for this and pay for that. And then I'm like, well, where's the money? And it's like, okay, it's like when you think about it, months and months, almost a year go by, and I'm sitting here like, okay, where the money went? I mean, I still have my money in my account, but then I'm not adding money in my account from this stuff, because everything is like I'm just trading this for that, and I'm doing this for, that's basically what I am. Even though I'm giving money and merchandise for other merchandise, but in a way, it's like I'm just basically doing that to trade. You know what I mean? Because it's like I'm not saving any money. I'm just recycling all the money back into this shit, which is not a bad thing, and it's a lot of legwork. But then when I think about it, I'm like, okay, I'm not hurting for money because I have money, but I'm not adding to the money I have, and that doesn't make any fucking sense. So I have to start coming up with a plan to get stuff to where I can start saving money with the money I have, instead of just basically not taking money out my account and just, using money that I make from flea markets, garage sales, and stuff like that, and then just taking that money and I'm not saving any of it. All of it just going right back out again. It's kind of like me defeating the fucking purpose. Because in a way, I'm losing gas and putting mileage on my vehicle and taking precious time away from myself, and it's just all being rediverted back into this. And I had to sit back and do a lot of thinking in my account, and I'm like, wait, okay. All right, well, this money wasn't touched. This money ain't going nowhere. But then I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck? You know what I mean? So I have to come up with some other plans to, not buy as much craziness or, you know what I mean? And just start saving more and just get stuff that's necessary. Like stuff I know I can make money on. Excuse me, at the flea markets, and or pick up great steals at flea markets and stuff like that. Because I know at the end of a lot of toy shows, a lot of people are desperate. They just want to get rid of stuff. That's basically what happened 2 weeks ago with that box of NECA stuff there. This is all NECA stuff. I already on Sunday, I went to Columbus, and I already sold a lot of stuff to my guy Jerry, including some stuff that I gotten out of this deal. This deal I paid $450. The guy wanted $6, which I thought was still good. My son Mike Jr. was like, Dad, I think that's too much. And I was like, well, it's not, considering that if I hold on to the stuff, but I already knew that it is NECA, and I do have a NECA Chrome Dome up here that I took out of a damaged box, and he fell 4 times already. I don't like NECA. Some of y'all might say, what? Then why you collect the turtle stuff? I don't like NECA outside the packaging. I think NECA is outside the packaging is trash. I've had bad experiences where I paid $5 to $10 for NECA figures that were hard to find 2 or 3 years ago when Toys R Us was still open, because there was a vendor I used to deal with that would take stuff to CVS, Walgreens, and Toys R Us and stuff, because there was like NECA and stuff like that. It didn't come in the big. It didn't come in the big. It didn't come in the Toys R Us trucks like Marvel Legends, DC characters, and Hot Wheels and stuff like that. That stuff did come. Like they ordered that directly from Mattel, Hasbro, whatever, and stuff was boxes and shit was evenly divided to certain stores and whatnot. No, NECA and stuff came through vendors. You know, that's how that stuff. That's how I got to know that guy, and I went out and brought over 70 something NECA stands, and the NECA stands work for everything else but NECA stuff. NECA figures. I don't know what is it with American companies like Sideshow, NECA, and Super 7. It's like they're very lazy. It's like I don't know what warehouses they use overseas and or who they have in marketing and quality production or whatever, who just says, all right, fuck it, and just put it out so we can make money on it. I don't know. I just know they're lazy ass companies. We need more companies and more people like Bandai. People love Hasbro, but Hasbro does a lot of bullshit too. Just like McFarlane, people complain about McFarlane, productivity, quality control issues with all these companies. But I think a lot of it really has something to do with a lot of people out there just being very heavy-handed. They don't know how to work the paint on stuff. And I think with the plastics and the different materials they use for a lot of this stuff, along with paint, and depending on how quickly they process the product before putting it away, where was it stored, I think a lot of that has a lot to do with the stuff too. But then you have anywhere from under to over hundreds of people that had issues with the same side, the same arm, the same paint apps. So that is quality control issues. Now, it might sound contradictory, but listen. I love NECA's Turtle line. I think that Turtle line is phenomenal. I think that Turtle line is way better than Super 7. I like Super 7's Planet Cat line. And I don't know if NECA is going to get the license or not. If they do, I would go with them only if they come out with a big, broad line right off the bat. But everybody's doing this wave 1, wave 2, where they're releasing 2 to 4 figures every couple of months. I think that's lame. Just come out with one big wave. I'm used to spending a lot of money on shit. I mean, you're talking to a guy that spent $1,200 on a fucking on the XM statue, or spend $400 or $500 on a hot toy. So me spending a couple $100 on these figures ain't nothing to me. You know what I mean? I don't spend thousands of dollars on a toy, on one fucking single toy. So just like a lot of people out there who are into statues and on 1/6. I mean, you got people out there that spend that kind of money on PSA, DSA, and all types of other graded books and jerseys. I got a fucking Jordan jersey that I spent over fucking $5,000 for it. You know what I mean? I paid $5,000 for this shit. You know what I mean? And I got Jordan trunks and Jordan gloves, and I done spent over a G each on just the framework. My Mankind, aka Mick Foley thing. I went to a Korean spot. I got a pair of like regular $2 socks, and I knew he was gonna be there. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna have him do a Mr. Socko. I was the only person at Mike and Chuck's Royal Collectibles that did that. And then someone else was like, oh wow, I should have did that. And he actually drew on it himself. I have video of that. And I got them autographed along with a 8x10 and a comic. And I gave it to Chuck because it was at his second Royal Collectibles store in the middle of the block on Metropolitan Avenue, because at the corner they have their original store, which they deal with everything. Now Mike deals with toys, comics, and stuff like that, and Chuck is in the middle of the block where he deals with sport memorabilia and things like that. And it was at that location, the new location. And I was all funky and dirty. Me and my sons were coming back from cleaning, I think, 1 or 2 storage units in the Bronx. Mick Foley didn't mind. Real big, tall guy. Compared to me, I'm only 5'9". And he has some height on him. I think he's like, 6'4", 6'2", or 6'4", or something like that. Real cool dude. So I gave everything over to Chuck, and about a good 2 or 3 weeks later, I got the thing back. I was very ecstatic, very happy with the work that was done. Sooner or later, I gotta find somebody here or take some other stuff to Chuck to get done, because over here in this corner, right here, I do have this Mark Hamill Black Series Luke Skywalker, and it cost $300 each thing for Mark Hamill to do. He did my Arkham Asylum Joker premium format sideshow statue that I've been sold to Dave, who owned at that time. What was the name of it? I forgot. Oh, the Collectible Antique Mall, when he was in Rochelle Park. Now he's in Livingston Mall, and it's called Hidden Treasures. And I did very well with that with him. And I do have this. And I also have, I think, 1 or 2 8x10s also signed by him. So that's money there, because Mark Hamill charges $300 per signature, and you get the holographic. You get his own cert, which is a sticker that you only get from him. So that right there is just as good as PSA, if not even better, because he actually takes it off of stuff that he pays for and puts his own sticker on it. And that's way better than PSA, because that's just as legit as what Stan Lee started doing with his stuff. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I forgot what the hell I was talking about. So yeah, I'm all over the place with that. And so moving back, or moving to whatever the hell I was, I lost. My apologies. Wow, I've been real funny today. Like my blood sugar and my diabetes. Like I was. My son Mike Jr. had to take me to my thrift shop today, because I was driving on a highway. So as I dropped Isaiah off, I was like, when I went to make a U-turn, I feel like I had vertigo. I feel like I was falling sideways. It was fucking crazy. I feel like I was on a roller coaster ride, and it took a real sharp turn that I wasn't expecting. And I still did something stupid. I got on the highway, and I realized that I wasn't right. Made a U-turn, came back home. Thank God he was out there practicing on a skateboard, and he said, fuck it, he'll drive me. So we went there, we got some stuff. So I'm going to be doing another video showing you that. Plus this kid named Ross, he did very well about a month or so, like maybe a couple of weeks to a month ago, where he got a big bag of G.I. Joe stuff, and he did very well with that on eBay. So I'm happy for him. And he got some other stuff. A couple of weeks ago, I seen him at the Meadowlands Flea Market, and he went to a garage sale, and he paid nothing for a box of G.I. Joe stuff. So I'm going to show you guys that in the next unit too. What I think he said that. Well, whatever he paid for, it's not my business. I'm not that kind of guy that, oh, well, you only paid this for. Why you? I don't do that. You know what I mean? I'm just happy that, at least this time he looked out for me, and he sold his stuff to me. He held it, and I'm going to go downstairs in the basement now anyway, clean that stuff out. And I'm going to do a video on that and other stuff that I picked up today, hopefully hoping that I can make money at the toy show. Today is the last day for processing over at the place I normally go to. I'll probably call Pablo, see what else came out. Some decent shit came out, some not so good stuff. But yay, Vinny, the Filipino bomber. He actually gave me a piece that a box Barbie doll that came out in 1980. So I'm gonna take that to the toy show, try to sell that as well. It's in the box is not in the best condition, but not the worst. It was pricey, but I'm gonna tell you guys about that in later in the next video. That video will probably be recorded and put on maybe within an hour or so after this one. Either way, it'll be it could be less than 40 minutes or about an hour. I don't really know. As soon as I get down there and take care of that. And I did get some stuff at the toy show 2 weeks ago, and some stuff I picked up this week. I didn't really go nowhere this week. I did this morning. I also did take a run to a couple of local Walgreens to try to get some more of those Walgreens exclusives, Clone Troopers. I know Clone Troopers are always money, especially if they're store exclusive. Especially a store exclusive is that has so much of a toy drought as Walgreens, because ever since COVID, Walgreens don't keep a lot of it. They don't have a lot of that stuff no more. Like before, you used to get a lot of the Walgreens Marvel Legends and stuff like that. There'll be like a whole flood of it. Now it's not like that anymore. Now you'll be lucky if you get one or two just sitting there. And I think they get their shipments on, I think, Tuesdays or something. I forgot what day they told me. So I may actually get in the car later on today and take a ride to a couple, or I might just wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm doing a garage sale. Not really comfortable with the stuff. I feel better if I just put everything in the truck and went next Saturday to the Meadowlands, because this Saturday Meadowlands I think is closed for a concert or some kind of event. I would have rented a truck just to take all that stuff and sell it all off, but good thing is I could do it from my home and I don't have to worry about paying $200 for 6 spots at the Meadowlands. The bad thing about it is I'm going to have less foot traffic, because at the Meadowlands you got hundreds to over minimum 2,000 to 3,000 people walking through the market in a day, versus if I'm lucky maybe 60 to 70 people driving by every couple of hours in front of my house. You understand? And it's funny because if you get 15 people that stop on an hour, I might get 4 to 7 out of 15 that may buy stuff. You know what I mean? Because the mass majority of people that stop or will be interested in buying are the people that like tools. Being that I live so close to a contractor's heaven and everybody's always driving up and down my block to go and come from Home Depot, and TV's been selling very slow lately as well, so I don't know. But anyway, let me just show you guys this crap. I don't know if I showed you guys this. This was from 2 weeks ago. I keep forgetting the guy's name. I'm going to get his name this Sunday. Maybe even his card. And I got this from him. He had $40, and I think I did tell you this or show you guys this. I only got it. I asked him how much he wanted for this, and I was willing to pay $20, 15 to 20 for this alone, because unlike mine, his does have the little teeth right under there, as you see, like right under here. You see how it stays in place. Mine is actually broken, so all I gotta do is take the little blue piece off and put it on this one, and I would now have a complete whatever the hell this vehicle is called. I can't remember the name of it. So this is probably a piece I would just take back and sell, or I'll just sell them as parts, or just put a whole bunch of G.I. Joe shit together and just sell it. Because G.I. Joe parts always sell. Doesn't matter what you got. There's an extra missile. I think he had 2 of them in here, and I lost one. But it doesn't matter. I just really bought it for this particular part. But I may just go ahead and keep this particular one and just put my stuff on this, because he said he did turn it on and everything works. I don't know if the other ones I have do, but being that he did say that he knows that he cleaned everything here and it all works, I'm going to take his word for it. So I'm going to take stuff off the other one and put everything on this one, just because he said he tested this. So, and I trust him. You know what I mean? Because he already had it sold to me anyway. And when I asked him, well, how much is for this part, he was like, nah, I really got to sell it. And I seen he had $40 marked on it, and I didn't want to pay $40 just for that part. And I was like, well, if you want 40, I'll give you 20. But he's like, so I was like, well, what do you want for it anyway? And we were all leaving, like packing up. And he said, 25. And I was like, well, would you do 20? And he was like kind of hesitant. And he was like, yeah, I could do that. So it worked out. Yeah, it worked. Yeah. And I did go into my local Target, and I got this guy, which is the Ultimate Blade and Torch from Puppet Master, which is ironic because the same guy 2 weeks ago that I brought that box of NECA stuff, all complete, just no boxes. He had all 4 of these guys in there. And I was laughing because I was like, wow, I actually need this one. And lo and behold, I actually came across it, because when it was actually doing the Targathon or Target Haulathon, whatever the hell you call it, I actually did come across this, and I left it because I was like, you know what? I just want to pick both boxes up at the same time. And then when I came across, every time I went, I never found any more Puppet Masters. And then I came back to my local Target, and they had the one with my favorite one, which is the guy with the drill head. I forgot his name right now. Tunneler, whatever the hell his name is. And that was pretty cool because he's my favorite. I love this movie. This is a B movie. I can still sit down and watch this movie 2-3 times a week, all day, and still be happy with it. I always loved Puppet Masters. And I don't like a lot of horror, especially a lot of B movie horrors, but this was one of them that was right up there. And now, last week, boom, came across it. And I was like, oh snap! I grabbed it. It was the last one. I think somebody else was gonna reach for it, but I got to it before he did. And he's like, oh shit, oh that's cool. And he was with some other dude, and I was like, yeah, thanks. And I just walked away. And yeah. So you got that, and then of course this is also I picked up at the show 2 weeks ago at the Edison show. This Super 7 Toxic Adventure, Toxie here. I like it. It's pretty cool. He has that old reminiscent look. It was $40. I grabbed it anyway. It does have everything, all the boxes and everything. The slip and shipper is all downstairs. So I'm going to display him. Of course, he is not Super 7 Thundercat, but still pretty cool. Maybe I'll come across the regular version of this as well. I don't really want to get too crazy in Super 7 unless I get unless I come across a storage unit or somebody selling a whole bunch of Super 7 He-Man and or G.I. Joe. That's the only way I would get it. I wouldn't just start getting into it like I did the Super 7 Thundercats. I've always been a Thundercat fan, and the Super 7 Thundercats are beautiful. I have some of the vintage Thundercats with their weapons, outside of Slide. I think Slide and Slide and Jackal Man don't have their weapons. Slide don't have his staff, and Monkey Man don't have whatever the hell he comes with. But I mean, not Monkey and I meant to say Vulture Man. Vulture. I think everybody else do have weapons, but I do have an extra Mumra that doesn't have a weapon. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. So, I was thinking about getting rid of those and just keep the Super 7. But I am doing like this retro 80s type theme and stuff like that. Well, not retro, vintage. So I would like the vintage to go, This was hold for me for about a month from this dude named Kenny down in Columbus. Very good guy. And mainly because I've been, out for the whole month and been doing so much stuff. And, the market wasn't closed wasn't and all that. And then with April and May, with Mother's Day and stuff, he didn't show up. I didn't show up. I didn't feel like going. So I wasted the whole month. I paid them for the whole month. But I got my money's worth Sunday. And I picked this up with some other stuff from him. And this bad boy here is pretty cool. It is the Classified Series Snake Eyes. And I think this is the one that comes with the dog, which is the one I don't have. The Timber. I think there's two versions of this. Actually, I don't know what this one is. But I don't think I have the regular version of Snake Eyes with Timber as well. But this might be it. It might be one of them, because obviously this is like an exclusive. Man, I can get it out the box. So no, he doesn't come with the dog. He comes with some kind of stand. He does come with some kind of sketched artwork. And he comes with everything. He has his kamas, his katanas, his sai, his bow staff. Come with some pretty dope stuff, considering, he's not it's alright for what it is. It's not, yay, holy shit, but, it's pretty dope. I think this is like the 4th or 5th classified exclusive that they've done. I noticed Hasbro's been doing a lot of exclusive stuff lately. Like, now with the HasLab and, with them doing all this, but Hasbro always done stuff like that with their G.I. Joe line and Transformers, but you gotta be part of their club, and, think about joining it, but, this is an avenue I may or may not stay down just cause it's like, there's so many of the classified figures I'm missing. I might just go ahead and just put all this stuff up for sale. I don't know yet. Some of y'all probably saying, yeah, why would you do that? You just got that piece. Well, it happens. Sometimes, you get stuff and, you decide you don't want it. You don't want to just, keep going down a rabbit hole because you got your mind on other things and because my whole plan was to just, get the Turtle stuff and then stick with the G.I. Joe and Transformers, and then I start getting into the Star Wars because I have a soft spot for Star Wars figures just because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And one thing led to another, and then I got into this and that. Then I found Voltron and this and that, and I always loved Gargoyles, a TV series. And because I always liked Gargoyles, a TV series, and NECA did the Gargoyles. That's self-explanatory. You know what I mean? And yes, I do talk shit about NECA. Me personally, I keep NECA in the boxes. That's why I'm still contemplating if I'm going to just turn around and just resell this, because I took that Chrome Dome out of a beat up box, and he fell 4 times and broke. I mean, not broke, but his the same left leg keeps popping out the peg, and it's like it just doesn't stand well. They are not good with their figures. Their figures are just shit right out the box. And I look at a lot of videos about Super 7, and Super 7's right behind them. Like, but I would keep the stuff boxed just because the boxes and the artwork looks nice. So I don't need to display them, because you display them, figures get dirty, dusty, and this, that, and the third. So me knowing I have the figure and I can have eye candy on knowing that it's here, that's fine enough with me. I don't have to take it out and destroy boxes and all that shit. I prefer if I can collect stuff and keep it new, sealed on card and on box, I'll do that. And I would just keep letting my G1 Transformers and G.I. Joe line grow. I really want to try to veer away from Star Wars, because that's just another line I don't want and need to deal with. Alright, so outside of that, I showed you this crap, and the last things I got from Walmart, which is ironic considering the fact that when I was talking about my local Target, right down the road literally is the other Walmart. And the same Walmart is where I came across I think it was either Donatello or Leonardo from this line here. And then I walked into them again, and they actually had, I think it was Donatello, because I think Leonardo and Raphael got at the same time. They came out at the same time, so I picked up both of them. And then I had to wait almost 2 months, and here it is. I come across Michelangelo, same place, and this was like I think this week, as a matter of fact. Whatever day I was on my motorcycle this week, I got this. And not only this one, but I got the cartoon version of Beetlejuice. So, I actually like the cartoon. I like the cartoon better than the movie. It was kind of gross and funny, like how everybody looked, but I liked it. Beetlejuice. So, now I got all 4 the Toidles, and there's Beetlejuice. The Beetlejuice is pretty dope. So that's all I got this week. Like I said, I did get one of the Walgreens exclusive Clone Trooper. I think last week I got 2 or something like that, but this week I only got 1. They're downstairs, so I may show you guys those when I go down there and show you that video. To be honest, I really don't even want to show this video because there ain't much I really had gotten this week except this stuff. But I guess I might as well go ahead and post it, since most of my other videos was just about me, you know, as my boy Star Wars Mike would say, my epic rants. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. The next one should be going on within an hour or so. I figure maybe by 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, it would also be uploading and or already being viewed. Peace.